This is the walkthrough video for Unit 1, Chapter 3, Lesson 6, Data, Formulas, and Charts. Here's your overview page. After you read through that, click Next. This lesson is basically taking, and this is the walkthrough video that you're watching now, but this lesson here, there's only one thing you need to do in it. This lesson is taking everything that you've learned from the previous 5 lessons, and now we're going to build a spreadsheet called the Skittles Spreadsheet Project. Using where you're going to input data, use formulas, create a chart from the data provided in the assignment directions. So there's 2 parts to this, so you got to read this carefully. So we're going to make a copy of the directions of part 1 and go through this very carefully. So you have part 1 is setting up your spreadsheet. So here's a template that we created for you. So you're going to make a copy of it. This is just a template to get you started. All right, there's nothing in there because you're going to create from scratch. So we're going to read through here. It's like in cell 1A, type in your first and last name. So you're going to do that. So if I just put Mary Smith, that's what cell 1A is. So you're building this. Enter the following header labels. A5, type color, B5, prediction, C5. So it gives you everything that you need to input in each cell. So it's A5. So like for example, here's A5. So I'm going to type in color. I'm just going to follow these directions. And as I type those in, then it says cell D5. Click format, text writing. So follow these directions one by one. Just check them off as you do them. So you go back and forth from the directions to the spreadsheet, the Skittles spreadsheet that you are creating from scratch. As you get there, follow these directions. And then here's part 2 directions. So you just click on it, and here is part 2. I'm going to make a copy of it because I'm done with part 1. And then I'm going to follow everything in part 2 here. Follow each directions. This part here will show you how to calculate. So it's like you're pretending as if you have a bag of Skittles, and then you're trying to show counting how many of each color is in there, and then you're going to figure out percentages. What's the percentage? So we're giving you the numbers that you can actually use. So follow each direction very carefully, one by one. When you get through this, after you get your spreadsheet completed, you're going to make a chart. And here's all the directions on how to make that chart. Follow the directions. Okay, we've made them clear that when you are done, your spreadsheet should look something like this. Again, do not type in numbers for average and your totals. Those are formulas in here. For your percent in each bag, those are created by formulas. The only thing that you should be typing numbers in is for the prediction and the actual. Everything else is calculated by a formula. And then when you're done, your spreadsheet will be totally done and should look similar to this. And you can just share it like we've talked about before, or you can download it as a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. Make sure that you only have those 2 options. You did not take a screenshot, and you cannot do a PDF because then we can't tell if you use formulas. So those 2 versions are not acceptable. Must be a Google spreadsheet or Microsoft Excel. So I've showed you how to do that earlier. So make sure that you follow everything I've just showed you here, and you would just click Start Assignment and submit it. That is Lesson 6. And now we would go into Lesson 7.